Your best guess, Bruce, in a couple minutes I have left with you, your best guess by the end of this month, January, coming up, Quinn Ewers will be either in A, the portal, or B, getting ready for the scouting combine. Which one?
My guess is he will be in the portal. And that's just a
Why is
guess.
that?
But
Why?
yeah,
Why is
I
that?
think he's in a similar situation to Cam Ward and some other guys last year where I think the NFL doesn't look at him as a top 50 pick. They look at him as, maybe a second, third, fourth round quarterback. Now, maybe in the next couple of games he will go on a roll. I mean, the concern you hear from scouts and definitely from SEC coaches who respect him and think he's got, good arm talent and think he's a really good college quarterback. It's when he has to ad lib and improvise is when the mistakes really happen. And he has been inconsistent. There's another piece of it, which I know we've talked about on the show, several times, is durability issues. He's not been able to make it through a full season without, missing some games, but like that's, there's been some other quarterbacks who've had those issues too, but it's been held against them. We know Arch Manning is waiting in the wings. I would be shocked if Arch Manning is not the starting quarterback at Texas in, next year. But for, going forward, the question I think that Quinn Ewers people is going to have to sort out is if he is a third or fourth round projection, does it make more sense financially as well for him? He
Financially.
could probably get, I know of quarterbacks who have done less than Quinn Ewers have in college who are getting 1.3, 1.5, 1.7 million dollars. Quinn Ewers could probably, double that, maybe even get to 5 million or so from some other schools. Is that the
Wow.
financial play? I mean, do you sit there and look, okay, nobody thought at this time last year that Cam Ward was going to be a top 50 pick. Now a lot of people I've talked to think he's going to be a top 5 pick. The idea that he got, low 7 figures to go to Miami for a season and then parlayed it into a big draft step up. I think there could be that formula certainly for Quinn Ewers potentially. Again, they're different style quarterbacks with different, one guy was a no star when he came out of Texas in high school in Cam Ward. The other guy was the fivest of 5 stars and has played a lot on a big stage. But again, and Quinn Ewers also has Steve Sarkisian, who's as good as there is in terms of as a quarterback guy and as a play caller. So I don't know what the thought process is going to be all the way through. Like I said, for all we know, he could lead Texas to a national title and maybe gets hot in those games and has people feeling like he could be a first rounder. I mean, but
Are,
if you ask me right now, my hunch is that he may be in the portal for a big price tag.
Yeah, Bruce, there's a
wow.
report out right now that he's got a $6 million offer from some school.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with some of that. I don't want to be totally dismissive of it. Like, there's so many reports about like a lot of this agent space when it comes to the NIL world in college football is wildly unpredictable and wildly speculative. There are agents trying to set and reset the market. I would take a lot of that stuff with a big grain of salt, because when you talk to people in the middle of it, they're like, yeah, that's not true. Again, I don't know if that specific one, I wouldn't be surprised if he could get $4 or $5 million. I don't know about 6, and I don't know, again, that like who's offering it, and because some of the money stuff that gets thrown out there a little bit, it's also, you hear from some other people who are in the middle of it. They're like, no, the reason why somebody floated that is because they're trying to get that and trying to raise the bar. So I would be cautious on a lot of the dollar figures of, it depends on where it comes from. I mean, the only stuff that I feel confident in, like even talking about, is when I've heard it from some coach who's directly involved in it, not from somebody who's like, it's stuff I learned to take with a grain of salt. And even some of that, I still am like kind of suspicious of.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.